Hi boys and girls. Today we're going to do a special bedtime yoga, which is why I'm whispering, because we're not going to be very lively, we're not going to be doing lots of jumping around. We're going to do some nice relaxing bedtime yoga. We've had a really busy weekend with lots of swimming in rivers in the sea and long walks on the moors.
And Father's Day.
And Daddy's Day, Father's Day today.
11.
So hopefully we're going to sleep really well, but this is always a nice way to help us relax and get ready for bed. And we're in Scarlett's bedroom, so straight after yoga she can climb up her ladder into her bunk bed and go straight to sleep. So we're going to start as usual with our song, and we're going to do a bit different. We're going to be quiet and we're going to whisper our song today, and some of the moves might be a little bit different. So let's sit with our legs crossed, sitting up nice and tall still. And just because we're relaxing doesn't mean we don't breathe deep. Is that right, Scarlett?
Yeah, we can deep breathe in yoga anytime.
That's right. And not just in yoga. When we're going to sleep, it's nice to have deep breaths.
That's what
So
I do.
the actions might be a bit different, okay? So when we're ready, we'll take a deep breath in. We'll shrug our shoulders up by our ears. And we'll breathe out through our mouth and go. Bring your hands together. We'll sing a line quietly and you sing a line quietly back. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Namaste, shall we play? Your turn. Namaste, shall we play? In our special yoga way. Your turn. In our special yoga way. Bending bodies, being strong. We'll stay low down to be strong. Let's start again. Bending bodies, being strong. Can you lift your hands off the floor? Keep your elbows on the floor. Keeping healthy all life long. Keeping healthy all life long. And then I want you to give the person next to you a cuddle if you've got someone next to you. Lots of cuddles.
Or you could just cuddle the air.
Or if you haven't got someone next to you, I'm sure in your bedroom you might have someone like this that you can give a big cuddle to.
Any Edgar or anything.
Lovely.
Like I have.
So we're going to start our gentle moving sequence before we lie down and relax. So we'll start sitting opposite each other with our legs crossed still. But perhaps before we go to bed, why don't we think about changing the way we cross our legs? So Scarlett, can you swap the way you cross your legs?
Well, actually, I've got something to say. I find both ways easy and the same. So I don't really care. And it just feels the same because I always change my legs.
Well, that's a good thing to do, Scarlett. That's a very good thing to do. But most of us find that one side feels a little bit more tricky than the other. Okay, so we're going to sit up tall and we're going to start with a bit of a twist. So we're both going to wave our right hand at each other and we're going to hold on to that right hand. Then we're going to take the left hand behind our backs and I'm going to give Scarlett's right hand to my left hand and I'm going to reach for her left hand. We keep our knees together and we're facing each other. And then we gently pull. So I'm going to look over my left shoulder.
And I might look over my left shoulder.
Lovely. And we're going to take a few big breaths into our tummies. Nice. And see if you can breathe together. And make your breaths really super slow. Lovely, everyone. Well done. And then we come back to the middle and we have a hug. Lots of good night hugs. And squeeze. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So we wave our left hands at each other. And we hold our left hands. Take our right hands behind our backs. And then I'm going to give my Scarlett's left hand to my right hand. And I'm going to reach for hers. And then we're going to twist. We're both going to stay sitting up as tall as we can. Lovely. Gently looking over your right shoulder. And again, breathing. This time, can we really focus on blowing our tummies up like a balloon? Looking over your right shoulder, Scarlett. That's the other one. Yeah, that's good. Perfect. And we come back to the middle and we shake it out this time. So just a little gentle shake. Gentle shake. We're still being really calm and really quiet. Okay. Then we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to bring our hands behind us and we're going to lift our hips up off the floor and stretch our hips forward. Keep your knees down. Lovely. Squeeze your shoulder blades. And can you say hello to your partner and give them a big smile?
Hello. And if you don't have a partner, it's okay.
You can do this on your own, or you could do it with one of your teddies. That's fine too.
Or you could just say hello to the cat.
And then we put our bottoms back down on the floor. And we're going to come forward onto our knees. So without banging heads with each other, because that wouldn't be a good thing to do at bedtime. We're going to come onto our knees and we're going to tuck our toes under. So I want you to make sure that you've got all 10 toes tucked under. So can you just feel that that little toe isn't poking out at the side? You've got all 10 toes tucked under and you're sitting on your heels. Now for some of you this might feel a little bit uncomfortable, but it's a really good thing to do to stretch your toes.
Should look like this.
If it is uncomfortable, you can take your weight off your heels a little bit. So we're going to have our knees facing each other, Scarlett, with our toes tucking under, knees, that's it. And we're going to have our hands flat against each other. We're going to take a deep breath in and we're both going to lift our arms up and lift our hips up and we're going to crash in the middle. And then we're slowly going to take our arms wide and bring our bottom down to our heels. Keeping your toes tucked under if you can, Scarlett. Lovely. Keep the hands together and we breathe in and we lift up and we breathe out and we sit down. Lovely. One more like that. Breathe in. Can you imagine that your bodies are just like parts of your lungs and they're moving? Breathe out, sit down. Moving with your breath. This time we're going to breathe in and come up and we're going to stay up. We're just going to stretch the front of our bodies. Sorry everyone, we're just going to... Lovely. We just had a little interruption there, but we're going to carry on. So we're going to kneel up together with our toes tucked under. We're going to have our hands on our backs and we're going to press our hips forward and squeeze our shoulders together. Lovely. Maybe have a little gentle sway. Really thinking about strong tummy muscles now. So not letting your bellies poke forwards. We want to squeeze our bellies and our bottoms. Lovely. Can you squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you, Scarlett? Like you're squeezing your wings. Excellent. So we're stretched up as we untuck our toes. And let's give our feet a really gentle pat out on the floor behind us. And then we sit our bottoms back on our heels. And we're going to come around to seated. Let's sit with our legs wide. So you can bring your legs inside mine, Scarlett. That's it, so we can see you. Lovely. So I'll take my legs a little bit wider. And Scarlett, going to pull her in. Scarlett's going to open her legs up. The toes point up to the sky. And Scarlett is going to take a deep breath in and sit upright. And she's going to fold forwards. Lovely. And then I'm going to take a deep breath in. And you stay where you are, Poppet. And I'm going to fold forwards. And I'm just going to let myself rest on Scarlett. I can rest my hands on her back. But if she doesn't like it, I can rest my hands on her legs. And she's just soft. So can you relax your fingers? Lovely. Good. Mummies and daddies, if you're doing this one as well, remember, try not to round your back and hunch. Shoulders away from your ears, leading with your chest. Nice, deep, calming breaths. Maybe even giving your partner a little bit of a shoulder massage. Does that feel good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you always need to ask them if it feels hard or a bit too soft, so they don't hurt the shoulders. Or
and then we're going to breathe in and sit back up again, and we bring our legs back in. Now I'm just going to sit comfortably with my legs wide, and Scarlett is going to scoot in. Lovely. And she's going to have her feet together, her heels together and her knees apart. Can you take your knees apart and your feet together? That's it. And she's going to rest with her feet together and her knees resting on my knees. So my knees are supporting her knees so that her hips aren't too stretched. Again, if you're doing this on your own, you can lie on the floor in this position with your legs like a frog.
Or you can put a cushion there.
Now, in your arms can stretch over your head like they were, like goalposts, just relaxing, like a cactus. Or you can have them down by your sides, or you can have your hands resting on your tummy and feel your breathing happen. And then if you are with a partner and you're lying on the floor, this is where your partner is going to do something really special for you. And if you haven't got a partner, don't worry about it. I'd like you to lie and have a few breaths. If you've got a partner, I'd like them to have a go. At 1 foot at a time, you can relax your other leg, just gently picking it up, letting your knee still relax, and just gently giving your partner's foot a little bit of a massage. Now, it doesn't matter too much about getting it perfect and knowing all the... So you relax your leg. Don't worry about having no partner. If you haven't got a partner, don't worry. Perhaps if you've got a tennis ball, you could roll your feet around on a tennis ball.
Funny ball.
But I'm sure if you're doing this video at bedtime, you might have someone doing it with you. And then you can make sure you squeeze on every toe. And then I want you to put your thumb on the bottom. Scarlett, you lie down. Put your thumb on the bottom of their big toe. And ask them to take a deep breath in. Deep breath in. And as they breathe out, I want you to gently apply a little bit of pressure and press onto that big toe. And then release the pressure and ask them to breathe in. And breathe out. And as they breathe out, you gently press the bottom of the big toe. And then just give their foot a nice little squeeze with the whole of your hands. Maybe up their ankle a little bit. Giving their foot a little bit of love. We have all these amazing reflexology special points in our feet. And it helps to calm and relax us. And you can keep that foot resting there if you want, Scarlett, and I'll do the other one. So again, we just give that foot the other side. Doesn't matter which one comes first. A little bit of a massage. Perhaps you roll and make circles with your thumb or fingers. You can even gently use your knuckles like you're kneading the foot. You can ask them what they think feels nice. And the side of the heel, you can gently pinch the sides of the heel as well. It tickles, does it? Don't forget to squeeze. Have a few squeezes up each toe. And we'll do that big toe one again. So I'm going to put my thumb on your big toe. And you take a deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, I'm going to press. And then breathe in. And as you breathe out, I press. One more time. Deep breath in. And breathe out. And then release. And then just give their foot a little bit of an all over squeeze with both hands, as if you're wrapping your hands around their foot.
I already feel tired.
And sleepy and tired. And then you can scoot a little bit closer. And you can let their legs rest on your shoulders. And you can gently place your hands on their tummy or their ribs. And if you've got something like an eye pillow, do you want to get your eye pillow? Yeah. Quickly get your eye pillow then. Ideally have it to hand nearby. But if you've got one, I can see it. Yeah, there we go. So Scarlett's
eye pillow is like this. But if you have something to cover your eyes, you can put it on.
Anything,
so you don't get distracted.
So anything heavy and light, heavy and soft and completely dark.
These smell like lavender.
Well, these ones have got lavender in and they're very relaxing. Lavender is a very calming, relaxing herb. So Scarlett's going to place that on her eyes, not on her nose, on her eyes. That's it. And she's going to relax. I'm just going to place my hands on her tummy just to secure her legs so that she doesn't have to hold on. So for those of you boys and girls out there doing this video now, you don't have to try at all because your partner will just support your legs with their arms so they're not going to slide off their shoulders. And I want you now to just start to feel so heavy and relaxed. And start to feel yourself drifting. Do you know that feeling you get when you're drifting off to sleep? That completely relaxed feeling, as if you know you're going to have an amazing dream. So I want you to just drift and let your whole body become heavy, and we're going to start with your legs. I want you to imagine that your legs are filled with warm sand, and they are so heavy. They're just being supported by your grown-up or your partner, and you can relax and be still. So your legs are heavy. Then I want you to think about your hips and your tummy. And that part of your body is so heavy. And your bottom is completely glued to the floor, maybe even imagining your bottom is sinking down through the floor. And now I want you to imagine your arms are also filled with that warm sand that's been warmed by the sunshine. So not only do your arms feel heavy, 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 they feel warm. And your hands are also filled with that warm sand. And your chest and your back is relaxed. Your whole back sinking down into the floor. And your shoulders feel heavy, pulling backwards into the floor. The back of your head now feels really heavy, and it almost feels as if your head is falling down, down, down through the floor beneath you. But you know what? When you feel that, there's always something there to catch you. Perhaps today it's a fluffy cloud. Perhaps it's a soft grassy meadow. Or perhaps it's a lilo floating on the sea. I just want you now to relax and imagine that whatever wonderful surroundings have caught you are letting you be heavy and stopping you from falling any further. Now, boys and girls, hopefully you will feel nice and calm and relaxed. And you found somewhere that you're going to go tonight when you go to sleep. Perhaps you drift off into an adventure. Perhaps you just drift off and relax in your special place. It's time for Scarlett and I to say goodnight now. We're not going to finish with any songs. We're just going to say namaste and sweet dreams. Namaste.
Have a good night tonight. Bye.